Good morning, ladies. I know it's been a minute since I've been in here, so I want to say hi and welcome anybody who is new. And please say hi if you haven't seen me live before, and comment below if we're old friends. I want to see you here too. So I want to talk about entitlement today. It's something that I see going around in the whole like that's what you deserve and like raise your standards and like what you're worth, and like I'm always feeling these ambivalent feelings about this. So I'll give you an example. There's a lot of dating coaches out there in the space who are very proud of not settling and who are telling you never settle, never settle. Keep your standards high because you're a queen and you deserve more, right? And these women are chronically single. And so you start wondering, is it healthy standards? Is it high self-worth? Or is it something else? Is it entitlement? Is it not living in reality, for example? So the way that I see it is there's this women's empowerment movement, right? And it's going in all these different directions, and it's telling you what you deserve and what you should have. And if you have never stood up for yourself, or if you found it really hard to ask for what you need or get what you desire, it's gonna look to you like these people are really powerful. Like, oh wow, they always say no, they just like clap back right away, they've got this like energy to them of like, I don't care, I don't give a shit about anything. But they're at a stage which I would call princess. So I want to give you a trajectory of emotional maturity, feminine emotional maturity. So the bottom layer is the maid, and the maid is going to do everything for everyone and put herself last. And a lot of us have found ourselves in that role. Having children can catapult you into that role. There's a tendency in our instincts to try to keep everybody else happy, right? And we feel like we'll be safe and we'll be loved and we'll be wanted because we're such a good woman and we're so loving, right? And I want to tell you, many of my clients have found themselves in this role and going, I have done everything. I have poured my heart out to my husband, to my family, and I just feel like I'm not getting anything back. Not only am I not getting like tenderness and attention and support, but like I'm not even getting the basic respect. Like they just feel entitled to my services. They just take for granted what I do. And so that's like a really painful realization. All this stuff I've been doing is not getting me love. It's not getting me respect. So when you have that realization that like this is not working, you start looking for people who are going to pump up your sense of self-worth and be like, no, you don't have to do that. No, you don't have to serve everyone. And in will come the princess. She's the next level of development. The princess has more self-worth than the maid. She knows that she can have it all. She feels beautiful and cute and desirable and like some kind of hot commodity. And she thinks like, of course people should do things for me. Why wouldn't they? And there's a grain of truth in her sentiment because yes, you're worthy of so much. And yes, you shouldn't have to settle for poor treatment and disrespect. But the flaw with the princess is it's entitled. And entitlement is, it doesn't matter what I do. It doesn't matter what I say. It doesn't matter what I bring. You have to do X for me. And if you don't, I'm going to be angry. I'm going to punish you. I'm going to criticize you. I'm going to judge you because you don't even know how to treat a woman, right? This princess language is everywhere. I also call it the goddess complex sometimes, where it's spiritualized. Like I'm a goddess and I say the truth. I speak the truth. And if you don't like it, too bad, go find less, right? And it's like, where is the grace and dignity and maturity in this approach? This is not for grown women. I'm sorry. This is not for emotionally grown women, women who've seen a few things and are like, I don't want to come across that way. That doesn't even feel right to me. And I know for my clients, that doesn't feel right to them. That's why they come to me and they're like, that's a little bit over the board. There's something that's a bit fishy about this. Now, once you go from maid to princess, the next level is queen. And the queen is not entitled, but she feels worthy of everything, which means she can graciously receive so much. Like she doesn't feel awkward with attention. She doesn't feel like, oh, it's too much. And like, oh God, I got to give something back every time. She's just, thank you. She's her essence is reception and gratitude. And also, she has that sense of responsibility of how she conducts herself. She's not going to fly off the handle. I mean, we all fly off the handle sometimes, but she's going to hold herself responsible for not flying off the handle. She's not going to say, oh, you got me mad. That's why I was, which is the princess talking, right? If you wouldn't have upset me, I wouldn't have like said that to you. It's your fault. The queen exemplifies self-responsibility. The queen also can receive feedback, which means if somebody comes to her and says, hey, the way you spoke to me, I didn't like it. I didn't like how it felt. She's not going to go, well, that's not what I meant, so like, get out of here. She's going to go, okay, I appreciate you sharing that with me. That's valuable feedback. I'm going to consider it. I'm going to think about it. You see how she's not like the maid who would swallow negative feedback whole and be like, oh, I'm so bad and I hurt someone's feelings and I'm so sorry, and just like fawn over the person and just try to grovel to get the liking back or get back to her place of good graces, because she's the queen. She does not need to be in everyone's good graces. But she also doesn't like, talk to the hand. I'm not here for it. I'm not available for your negativity. She's like, oh no, I might have something to learn here. This might be important to my own maturation, to my realm, right? So she has a sense of influence. She's like, I'm in this realm. Everything I do and say has an effect on everyone in it. Okay, so the queen is the energy that I have practiced and cultivate and that I teach my clients, because the queen commands respect kind of effortlessly, right? She doesn't have to fight about it. She doesn't really fight. She's just like, I get respect. I'm the queen, right? She knows she's worthy of all the best treatments, but she also understands something really critical, is that when people treat you poorly, it has more to do with them than it has to do with you. Which means if someone does disrespect you or they do neglect you, you go, I guess that's how that person acts sometimes. Not, oh my God, what did I do to deserve this? Which is the maid. Or, oh, that person's an asshole, and write them off, which is the princess. She has that equilibrium, that equanimity of like, people can be different than me and people can do things differently. And I have a certain standard for who I allow into my inner court, right? I don't just allow anyone in. If they're disrespecting the place, if they don't know how to act, they can go on the outside of the court, but I'm not going to have a fight. I'm not going to smear their reputation. The queen saves her energy. She saves her breath. Because why? Why am I fighting about this? Why am I making a point? Is it going to serve me, my energy? Am I going to feel peaceful and loving and radiant? Is it going to serve the people in my realm? Then no, I'm not going to do it. Even if I'm right, even if I've been wronged, I don't need to justify. The queen has nothing to prove. And this is such a beautiful energy once you kind of get a little taste of it. It's like, oh, people have misunderstood me. Oh, well. Oh, people are wrong about me. Oh, well, I have nothing to prove. I have a sense of integrity. I have a code of conduct that I adhere to. And those in my inner council I'm available to them for their feedback. And I take that feedback so that I can learn about my shadow so I can keep growing. So we have the maid, no self-worth, 100% people-pleasing. We have the princess, higher self-worth, but completely entitled and bratty behavior. We have the queen, who is now coming into full self-responsibility and having standards for herself first, and then also maintaining standards with others of how she's treated. And then the top level development, and I don't think everybody has to go here, but this is the priestess. So the priestess is when a woman finds her voice and finds her gift, and she wants to share it with everybody. So this is like a leadership role on a spiritual level. And a lot of women who do a lot of inner work might find that this priestess energy comes out of them, and they start really, really wanting to share their wisdom and provide for others. Now, if the princess gets in and starts trying to be the priestess, that's kind of the goddess complex. That's like, I'm a spiritual woman. I've done all this like modalities and sensuality and now I'm going to tell you how it is. And I'm going to be flashy and bold and sexy and rah, rah, rah. And it's like, it's really dazzling to the maid who's like, wow, where did she get the audacity to do that? She's amazing. And it's a bit smoke and mirrors. I want to let you know it's a little bit smoke and mirrors, because even though the queen comes in many flavors and she can be more mavericky or more bold or more sexy, she still has a rooted groundedness and nothing to prove. Okay, so I just want to encourage you to run this rubric, try it out in your life. See where you see some of your spiritual teachers or people you follow. Notice the people in your life who trigger you or who are your friends, and where do you see them. Now, of course, we don't like lock in a level and never go back. We all carry the princess in us. We all feel entitled sometimes and want to throw a tantrum. We all carry the maid and, sometimes feel really guilty for doing anything for ourselves and are like, people are not going to like me. Oh my God. And we want to crawl under the covers. Okay. It's not like having these parts of you surface means you're immature or you haven't done any work. It's more so the awareness of these parts, so you can catch it and go, oh, I was kind of in that energy, and I'm going to center back to the queen here and go, what would the queen do? What would my inner wise woman say? The priestess could also be called the wise woman or the oracle, because women, when they are in their full maturity, contain a lot of wisdom. And truly, that is the gift of the hard work, of the shadow work. Like when you work with me, we go into feeling your feelings, okay? And the things that you feel powerless, you feel scared, you feel insecure, you feel so much tension about, I have you learn how to tolerate those experiences. I have you learn how to mine those experiences for gold. And it's a little bit of hard work. It's a little bit scary at the start, but it doesn't take that long. With my clients, usually around session 3 or 4, and they go, oh my gosh, I'm operating so differently. I had one client be like, normally I would have, sat in proximity to my boyfriend and been like annoyed that he didn't come near me, or like tried to make a passive aggressive comment so that he would like come and pay attention to me. And now I'm just like, okay, we're sitting, we're watching TV. I'm not judging him. I'm not judging myself. What do I really want in this situation? What am I going to do to take care of myself? How can I create something without blaming or judging or being the victim? And the victim energy is huge in the maid. She's pretty much all victim energy. And the princess has a lot of victim energy too. She just kind of fights it with fierceness, but they're still mostly feeling like out of control, powerless, and small in their lives, and as though they can't stand up to the men in their lives, the teachers in their lives, the people who seem higher status than them. The maid is very prone to pedestalization, which means she looks at someone who's more powerful than her or has found her voice and goes, oh my God, they're so magnificent. I could never do that. It's like, of course you could. Of course you could. You contain all of those things, okay? It's great to admire, but don't put people on a pedestal. We are all human, okay? We're all human. We all have all the parts, right? All the parts. I really wanted to talk about this because we as women struggle with having our needs met, feeling like our desires are worthy, and they are. The queen has desires and needs, and she's worthy of them. She just doesn't feel like somebody else is wrong for not doing them. She finds ways to meet her own needs and get them met, and she takes action proactively to do that. That's what I teach you in my program, Happily Married Woman. That's how I guide you in my one-on-one mentorship, Magical Marriage Mentorship. Both my programs will change way more than just your marriage. The marriage is just the teaching ground. It's such a triggering relationship and it can be so hard for us. Once you strengthen your muscles of being the queen in a marriage, being the queen with your mother-in-law, and being the queen with your teenager will come next. And you'll be able to go, okay, I know what it feels like to tolerate somebody else's disappointment and feel like, no, I'm not going to put myself under the bus. No, I'm not going to put myself last to try and maintain the peace. Or, I always fight with this person because they're so rude, and like, maybe I don't need to waste my energy fighting with them. Maybe I just need to spend less time around people who are rude to me. There's such elegant solutions to many of our problems that feel so intractable, and I love providing that. So that's all the time I've got today. If you want to know more about this, you can message me right here. You can comment below. You can, that's all. My website is being updated at the moment, so you can't check it out just yet. But message me, comment below, and reach out. I can give you a 1-hour free connection assessment where I will diagnose your whole relationship and let you know what is possible for you. Or you can just ask for the link to my Happily Married Woman program that you can do at your own pace whenever you like. So don't be shy. I really want to meet you. I care about you more than is reasonable because I just want to see you flourish. I can't wait to hear from you. Bye-bye.